So I am going to not necessarily wait for anybody to get in the live because I'm going to save it. But I wanted to come on to go over what's in, if you haven't seen already, I just released the link for the kids therapy kits that I make. And so I wanted to go over the contents that are in the box and see if anyone have any questions. But and also to tell you, where I got the idea from. So, like I said, I'm going to save this live, so I'm not really waiting for people to come in. But hi, if you're in here. Hi Joyce. In 2021, it was like July, I started working with an agency who work with children who are in DCFS, children who are newly adopted or about to be adopted, or children who are about to be reunified with their parents. And so I started doing mental health services for these children, ages 4 to about 18. But the services were online. It was via Zoom because 2021 we were still in COVID. I think we were out of quarantine, but still, we were a lot of organizations, services, and different things like that was online. So I started working with kids online. And if you've ever worked with kids, it's really hard to get their or to keep their attention. So I don't understand how they survived school for hours upon hours online. I still don't understand that. So I would have kids online with me 30 to 45 minutes and how to figure out a way to keep their attention. You could do, share your screen and do like YouTube videos every once in a while, something like that. But I didn't want kids to just be watching videos, right? So what I started to do was send the activities ahead of time to their parents or foster parents or guardians, whoever the kid or the child was living with. And then when we would have sessions, they just pull out the activities and we'll just do the activities together. It started out like probably a folder. I'd send a folder with activities. And then, I started adding different things to the kit is what I called it. And then after a while, it became like a box full of different things, activities itself, a book or two that might be related to whatever the kid was really dealing with, if it was anxiety, if it was grief or loss, if it was anger management, something like that. And then there are like hundreds of fidget type toys for kids that are anxious or who may have issues with like focus. There's a lot of different things out. So I started to grab some of those things and put them in a box. Hence, the kids therapy boxes. So I've been doing this for like 2 years. Wasn't thinking anything of it. I just, came up with an idea to make therapy via Zoom effective. If I was going to work with kids, I needed to keep their attention. I wanted them to get something out of the lessons that we were doing. I wanted to help. If they were dealing with anxiety, I wanted to be able to see them progress. If they were dealing with stress, I wanted to make sure that they were using whatever skills, coping skills, or whatever techniques I was teaching them at their level, that it was working. That, hence the boxes. So, like I said, I was doing this I've been doing this for about 2 years. About a year in or so, one of the supervisors at the agency that I do contract work with was like, you might have a thing, like therapy kits for kids. I don't think nobody's doing that. So I didn't think nothing of it. Was like, oh, okay. Then I started doing some research and she was right. So hence the therapy kit. So what I have are 2 separate boxes. One box is just like the regular therapy box that comes with, I'm gonna grab it. This one is actually from my goddaughter, Brooke. She didn't get it. I had a God Kidz auntie sleepover last month, and she's a dancer, so she had had to prepare for like this huge dance recital, so she couldn't come. So Brooke, if you're watching, I'm gonna send you a box. This is Brooke. Brooke is 11, right? So this is what's in her box. So what will come in the box is an envelope for the parent. I'll name it whatever you like. If you're the parent, if you're the guardian, if you're the grandparent, is a list of resources, books, websites, YouTube videos related to mental health issues, grief, anger, loss, abandonment, stress, any of the good stuff. It's in here. Also a journal. She's 11, so it's a journal based on age. So if once you place the order, I'll send you like a form that you need to fill out. And I ask you questions, about the child that you're getting the box for, their age, their gender, or their race, because that's important. The book that I put in the box for smaller kids, I want to make sure the people in the book look like that child, right? Little notes. It's like a little note pad for an 11-year-old. I wouldn't put this in for a boy, right? Unless he wanted it. Okay? If I had an 11-year-old boy, and if he liked purple and pink, I'd put it in there for him. An art sketchbook. Because drawing, guys, even as adults, doodling, or what you want to call it, coloring, that helps with anxiety. It helps me, and I'm a full adult. Little fidget gadgets like this. This is calming. Got stress balls, just different things that are like fidgets and for stress are in the box. Okay. And a few other things. So it's not like the exact same thing in every box, because they're personalized based on like the questions that I asked and how you answer them. And that's for like this box here, I would say a kid age 11 to about 15. And the boy, but I didn't even bring the boy box. But in his box, and he's 15. No, she has one too. She also has a mood ring, right? And so, guys, when I say mood ring, I'm not talking about anything spooky. I don't do none of that. Literally, it's a ring, and it's like two. Well, this is really small because her hands are small. I think my ring size is like 8.5. Hers is like a 5. So the ring, what it really helps with is, she was to put this on in school, and let's say, she's nervous with taking a test, or she might be nervous with doing math. It has like a middle piece where you can kind of like fidget with it and kind of spin it. So it helps a lot with anxiety. Some people can't really sit still when they have, and I'm saying people, not just kids, when they're nervous about taking a test or nervous about something they feel like they're not good at. So older kids like 11 to 15, they'll get like what I call a mood ring. And I put also in the parent package, I put an explanation of many of the things that I put in here, so to kind of explain what it is. But like I said, when you hear mood rings, the ring is not turning, and nothing's wrong if you have a ring that turns colors based on your mood. I don't know how to do that, right? I don't know much of the science behind that, so I'm not talking about those type of mood rings. Okay, I'm talking about those kids can use when they're dealing with stress and anxiety. And yes, Joyce, I have boxes, a box like the one that I showed you. This is specifically for 11-year-old. I should have bought Josiah's box out here. Josiah is 16, although I go up to 15. He's one of my godchildren, and I made him a box. His journal is like, it's, if you look on my page, or in my, what do you call it? On one of my videos, it's a video of a whole lot of journals. He has one of the journals for like black men. It's a journal that says you know, a journal for black men, because he's 16 years old. So yes, I make boxes. I put up until 15, but if you have a 16-year-old, I can make it work. I'm just thinking about age of kids that's gonna really use the stuff. And with working with my clients, my oldest one is 19. She's developmentally delayed. So although she's 19, I would say mentally she's about 12. She doesn't have a box because she knows that she's mentally about 12, but she's trying to grow from that. So we work more so on independence, you know, different things like that. I still have conversations with her using language and terms that I would with a 12-year-old, so she can understand. But I wouldn't send her a box, because I don't. It's knowing her is almost disrespectful, right? Some of my teenagers, they don't have a box because, you know, some of them they do have a journal. I have sent journals, like plain journals, to my girls and some of my boys, and asked them to use them. And for some of them, it's been very helpful. For some of my teenagers, I've also just sent like smaller, like sketchbooks, or like these really tiny coloring books for anxiety. So it just depends on age. I say up to about 15. Like I said, my godson that I made a box for, the oldest one that I made a box for, is 16. My oldest godson is 18. I'm not making Trey no box. Trey not gonna use no box. So when I go see him, hey Trey, if you're watching, I go see him next week when he graduates. His brother is 3. He got a box, but I'm not going to get Trey a box. Me and Trey could just talk because he's 18 years old. Okay, so I do make boxes for teenagers. The box that I showed you, that size is for ages, I would say about 10 to 15, right? And then this box, I opened it already. This one is for ages, I would say 5 to about 9. I do have 2 clients that just turned 5, and they had boxes when they were 4. One reason was that siblings had boxes. I don't like to give one without the other. And then 2, for one of them, he reads like he's in the 1st grade. So he could do the stuff. He could do different activities that I had in the box for him, and he understood it. My little girl, she just turned 5. She had a box, but she used a lot of stuff for toys. So I had to have her dad like put her box up until it's time every week for us to meet, because she'd have it everywhere. And for her, you know, I'd have like the fidget stuff, and I'm trying to show her how to use it. And her sister, 7 or 8, her sister would, you know, follow the directions. She put the stuff on her head. You know, she's 4. So I'm just saying, you know your child. If your child reads well, or, you know, they're a little mature for their age, a box would be great. Or you could get a box and they're 4. You just have to work with them a little bit more. The communication and the patience. Well, you know, if you got a 4-year-old, has to be top notch, right? Because when they're that small, you're just kind of teaching them how to use their words to communicate, as opposed to like throwing tantrums or, you know, screaming or crying every time they want something. You're really, if they're 3 and 4 years old, you're trying to get them to understand how to share, how to follow directions, that type stuff. All right, trying to think about all that stuff, which will help with mental health. But I just say about age 5, because by that time in school, they understand structure, different things like that. So the things what's different about the box for smaller kids is the resource list. They get that too, but they actually get like a folder. And this is say Jackson 3. That's my godson. He 3. He gonna get it. He only 3, But he getting a box, and then my other 3-year-old godson Milo got a box because they siblings and stuff got boxes, right? So I'ma just, give them a box based on their age. This has Jackson's name on it, but Jackson is 3. Jackson is not gonna be writing in a daily journal. All right, I'm just doing this for purposes of this video. Okay, he's smart, but he's not writing in the journal yet. But kids ages 5 to 9 will get this folder. It's literally like 52 activities in this folder. So in this folder, if you was to do like a mental health activity with your child once a week for a year, it's enough in this one folder for that. Okay. The difference with the resource list, which you still get that as the parent, but the parent in this with this box, they get a folder too. Okay, but in their folder you get the resources and you get some other stuff. You get a little bit more resources than the what is anxiety, kind of telling you what that is. You don't have to we're gonna pick you up later. You don't have to go and look up the information. I already put it in here. So if your child is dealing with grief, there are lessons in here about grief. If your child is dealing with bullying, it's lessons in here about bullying. Hi, Anthony. If your child is dealing with, not really understanding how to make friends or sharing, it's something in here. Anger management is something in this folder for all of that. Okay? Child also gets a dry erase board. This is good for communication too, with the marker, and then I have an eraser too. They get that. It's really good for communication too, because you teach your child that communication is not just one way, right? It is speaking, but there are times when you communicate like with your feelings or your emotions, or you communicate because you really can't really say what you want to. You communicate by writing something out. We need to teach kids that it's okay that in times when they don't feel comfortable with talking or responding, that they can respectfully say, I don't really want to talk about that. And as their therapist, when a kid doesn't want to talk, I'm always, I always ask them, it's a lot, sometimes the parent or the guardian is like, oh, they don't have a decision. With me, yes, they do. Okay, because if I'm going to teach kids boundaries, or we teach people boundaries as adults, they as adults don't know what boundaries is because somebody didn't teach them when they was 5. If a child is telling me, I don't feel comfortable with talking about that right now, as their therapist, I'm going to say, okay, so you let me know when you feel comfortable. What do you feel comfortable talking about right now? Or are you comfortable with this? So the whole communication piece is very important, and dry erase boards are kind of fun for them anyway because they like to draw and stuff on there. I get kids who really, I have some students, I'm saying students, I'm not a counselor no more in high school. I'm a therapist. So clients, from saying clients to student is a little difficult for me sometimes. But I get some clients, I have 3 clients that are autistic. And sometimes it's really difficult for them. Some of them can talk my ear off. And then, hi, Angel. And then after the session is still, up, they still want to talk. And then I have some who, they're not really trying to talk to me, and I'm not offended by it. So if I'll say something more like, how was your day today? Where's your dry erase board? Either write it, well, how was your day? Or draw me a picture. They're more inclined to do that than to talk to me. So again, it's another avenue for communication. You can do that with your child. Like kids, listen, kids got feelings. And I think sometimes in the households, when they express their feelings, we act like it's disrespect, and it's not. All they're doing is, expressing how they feel. Now we can teach them. Maybe it might be, you got a little too loud, or maybe you don't want to say it like that. But you have a right at, I don't care, 7 years old to be like, okay, at this time, I don't really feel comfortable talking about that, or at this time, I want my own space. Have you ever had, and I don't have any biological children. I have 12 godchildren, but I've had them write a note on their door because they're mad at me and put it on their door and say, stay out. This is for my godmommy, or this is for Auntie Frenda. I just laugh because, you know, like, okay. And I never bust in a room talking about I can come in here. It's boundaries. The truth of the matter is they're 7, they're 9, they're 14. They really gonna need me before I need them. You're gonna be hungry. So, like, okay, I can't come in your room right now. All right. You gonna come out, or you gonna need me to come in here because you're gonna be hungry. You know? Hey, LaTara. So, that's what we use this board for. It helps out a whole lot, especially, and then too, if you have a child who doesn't audibly communicate. I don't have anybody on my caseload like that. If I did, I would have to go to their home anyway. A board, drawing, coloring, stuff like that is good for them because they can't audibly say what they're feeling like, but they can point to pictures, they can draw pictures. Okay. Each kid also get a sketchbook. If not, colored pencils, crayons. We do a lot of drawing with my clients in therapy, a lot of drawing. You can do a lot of drawing with your kids. You can just ask them sometime, like, how are you feeling today? You know, what's your mood? You talk about mood. You know, what is your mood like today? If they can't really tell you, draw a picture of your mood. I just did that with some of my clients. I had some kids draw like the sun, meaning, you know, the sun made them happy. I had one of the kids draw fire, and I'm asking him, I'm like, so what does fire mean? And he's like, that's how I feel. You know, I'm angry. People make me angry. People do this to me. So we talked about why you know, he drew fire. Okay, you 9 years old. They can express themselves, probably not in a way that we're used to expressing ourselves or using the words. Y'all, my hair is all over the place, but it's okay. It's all right. I'm just looking like a wild. Y'all, I had a tough Monday. I was supposed to release these, not Monday, May, the month of May. I was supposed to release this for May because May was Mental Health Awareness Month. Baby, I was dealing with my own mental health in May. So I couldn't even, my hair looked like what May was for me. Okay? So, hey, Karis. Karis got a box. I should have brought her out here and let her show her box. But I also put a book in all the kids that are ages 5 to 9, their box. If you get the 52-week lesson, they get a book. And a book could be about almost anything. But I make sure the book has characters that look like them. So listen, if it's an Asian child, it's books out here with Asian kids in it. It's a black child, they're going to get books that look like them. This book is actually a book by my boss. The agency that I do contract work for mental health. His name is Antoine Wilbon, I'm sorry. And I think he has a series of the Daryl books, but this one is about business. Like Daryl has his own lemonade stand. Little Daryl is a businessman. Okay, so books like this, I have a lot of different books. I'm gonna be honest, I'm black, so I got a lot of books from black authors. I also had, and she might have been on here, I don't know if she's still on here, Trinette did a whole series on like help, my dad's an alcoholic, or help, I have low self-esteem, or help, she had a whole help line. I have all of those books I bought to support her. So books like that, I'll put in the box also. They got fidgets, of course. Y'all know kids love poppets. I find myself popping too. Little anxiety beads, more poppets, just a whole lot of little fidgets and spinners, all of that stuff. That's a lot of stuff in here. And as you can see, I'm clumsy. I done dropped 3 things, so I'm not about to take all that stuff out for you guys to show. So it's different things in the boxes because they all are personalized, right? So you place your order. I'll send you the form where you'll give me your child's name, I'll ask you their age. I'll ask you what gender they are. I'll ask you what their race or ethnicity is. And if you want to add a note here and there based on that stuff, that's what I'm going to, kind of put in their box. But they're going to get information on, they're going to get lessons, the 5 through 9-year-olds, on everything. Grief, depression, anger management. Your resources are going to be on all of that stuff. And then, too, you have additional resources for the 52-week lesson. You have your own folder with resources, and then I have like some flyers on like anxiety, on depression, on grief, on autism, ADHD that I laminated, and I also put it in your folder for you either keep it in your folder or you can hang it up somewhere. So in a nutshell, that's it. Kids need their mental health matters, especially after COVID. During quarantine, I did a lot of mental health workshops with kids in schools through Ada S. McKinley. And a lot of the kids were just kind of saying, when I would ask them how they were feeling, they were saying literally nobody asked them that. And it's no disrespect to parents. Just everybody was scared. Everybody had issues. Everybody was going through some things. Hi, Portia. The ages for the boxes. I have a box for kids 5 to 9, and then another box for kids 10 to 15. But a lot of the kids were saying that I was the first one to really, they asked them, like, explain to me, like, what you're feeling. And what do you do when you feel this way? Like, go in depth with that. And again, I wasn't pointing fingers at, like, parents or at teachers, because teachers were going through their own thing with having 30 kids on a Zoom and you trying to get them to turn their camera on. Or their camera was on and somebody was walking naked in the background. It was just a lot going on. So I'm not blaming anybody. But I had a lot of group sessions, and I wish I had time to have one-on-one sessions with them, but it's just not enough time. And they were dealing with a lot. A whole lot. So when I started working with this particular agency and working with students or clients, with mental health things, I had those kids that I worked with during quarantine from those different elementary schools in mind. Like, man, maybe I should touch back with that school and see if I can connect. But it's one me, so the best way I feel like I can connect on a larger scale and help kids as it relates to their mental health is through these therapy kids. Like, I can't be everybody's therapist, right? And if your kid has dealt with therapy, or you have dealt with therapy right now, is just difficult to get therapists. It's waiting list, because a lot of people, kind of realize that they need therapy. Kids need it too. And so, Trinette is on. Yep, so her books, Trinette, I'm spreading your books all around in these therapy boxes, so I'm going to have to buy some more. But she has great books, literally. Like, it's a whole series. I don't know, what is it, about 10 on different mental health issues. But to get back to what I'm saying, one big reason why I decided to do the therapy kits was I know I can help, impact on a positive note kids' mental health, on a larger scale, because I can't be everybody's therapist. But if I can give parents or guardians or aunties and uncles, the resources and direct you in the right area, or even a parents of several kids, if you got 3 or 4 kids, it's difficult to, first of all, spend time with each one individually, but then 2, to dedicate time to dealing heavily with mental health. If the lessons are already there for you, that helps a whole lot, to sit around, take the box out. Guys, we're going to talk about grief today. Let's do this. Or it's this YouTube video here about stress. Let's watch this. So, but that's it in a nutshell. The link is on my Facebook, my Instagram. I would say TikTok, but y'all, they banned me. But this video is not about how TikTok is so trifling and banned me for no reason. But I'm on Facebook right now. I'm on Twitter. Is the link on Twitter? If it's not, I'm gonna put it on Twitter. I'm on LinkedIn. I'm on Facebook, IG, those, and YouTube. So if you guys need the link, it's there. If you don't have little kids, or you know someone who does have kids or work with kids, if you don't mind sharing the link, I would appreciate that. If you guys have any questions, oh y'all, I don't know how to do this. Somebody's trying to join me. Not somebody, one of my mentors. See if I could put her on. I've never done it before. Let me see. Dr. Green. Let me see if she's gonna come on. But this is my mentor. This is when I was a high school counselor. This wonderful, there she is. Taught me everything I know about counseling.
Hello.
Hi, Doc.
How are you?
I can't even hear you. Talk up a little bit.
You can't hear me? I'm in the car.
Maybe it's my phone. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm in the car.
Y'all, that's Dr. Green. Everything I know, like if I was your child's high school counselor, it's because of this wonderful lady. She taught me everything I know. And I still do the work. I just do it on my own. I still have students that I help with college and all that great stuff because of this wonderful lady. I miss you.
I miss you too. I'm going to be free in just a couple of days. Hey, Marquita.
You see, Quita?
I don't even know how I joined this screen or something. I'm old. I just punched the wrong button.
So I cannot hear you. And she's from the west side, y'all. I can't even hear you.
I said, I don't know how I got on.
It's what already. I have it up.
Okay, I don't know.
Okay, love you.
Love you too.
But that's the lady, y'all. That's one of my mentors. She taught me everything I needed to know. I think she gone. I ain't never went live like that, y'all. Oh yeah, and she's teaching. My sister is a elementary school counselor, and she's teaching her what she, everything she knows. She's amazing, y'all. Dr. Vanessa Green, look her up. Okay. Do you guys? You guys could hear her. I couldn't hear none she was saying. And listen, Dr. Green is from the west side. She loud, just like me. You guys have any questions for me before I go? I can see, and y'all could hear her, but I couldn't hear her. And here come another one, Vicki Lee. That's another mentor. Hey, Vicki Lee, from counseling. When I was a school counselor, these amazing women taught me everything I know, and I still do that. I still do. I still have my. Hey, Anisi. I miss you. Let me not start because I'm gonna get emotional. I ain't seen you since COVID. But I still do that. If you follow me, you know that I do. I have my own business, education/counseling, where I work with seniors and I work with juniors, test prep, college stuff. I still do that. Hey, Vicki Lee, I miss you too, Dr. Lee. Y'all got to pray for me too. No, Dr. Green got doctor in front of her name. Vicki Lee got doctor. I ain't no follower, but I am trying to get the doctor. I gotta write this dissertation, y'all. Can y'all please pray for me that I get myself together and write this? I did all my classes. They're finished, passed everything. I just gotta write the dissertation. So I can be Dr. Front. And I didn't start it. I didn't came this too far to stop now. So y'all pray for me when y'all think about me, or y'all see me with these therapy kids. Like, Lord, help her with her mental health and help her. Thank you, Vicki Lee, to write this dissertation so I can be done with this part of my life. Karis has a question. Hey, Sylvia. I see you. Sylvia's a new mommy. Karis, what's your question before I log off? Because the sun is going down and these mosquitoes trying to bite me. Because I got sweet blood. Thank you, Aunt. Karis is my 9-year-old goddaughter. She will be 10 in September. She said she got a Snoop. What's your question? Before I log off, she said, "Do you recommend the book A Little Spot of Emotion?" I do. That's one of the books. Now I would that book, A Little Spot of Emotion, that's in my in a lot of the pictures that I have up. That book I use, like I have my clients, like I have like 4 little boys that I see. They're all brothers. I use the book when I'm doing like family therapy with them, because the book also has like these little squishies, little emotion squishies. So if it's a happy one, girl, some book she said she read at school. The book is in the dining room. That's what she's talking about. A spot of emotion, a little spot of feeling. It's in the house. That's what she read it at school. It's at the house too. She saw it on the dining room table. Carol's know what she asking about. So it has all the emotions in there: happiness, sad, anger, and then it also has I wish I had them out here with me. It also has like the little squishy with it. So it's like the red squishy is anger. It's like a yellow one that's like happiness. It's like a green one that's the mood is like sad. So it's a great book. And at the end of the book, it's a mirror, right? So I will have each kid look in the mirror, and as they're looking in the mirror and looking at themselves, they'll tell me what mood they're in, and then I'll ask them what's that mood, with their face. So it's more of an interactive type book. Nyla, hi, it's Nyla. You're getting mosquito bites outside. This is what I got to deal with, y'all. When I say, like, I don't have biological kids, but my God kids, hi, Jaleel. Everybody on here. Yeah, when I tell you they work. So I'm going to I gave all of my godchildren, with the exception of, like I said, Brooke and Josiah wasn't with me. So I have their boxes. I'm going to send them to them. And then Jackson, I'm going to see him next week when his brother graduates from high school. I gave all my god kids and some of my nieces and nephews their own therapy kits, and I have the videos. So I'm going to post those today, and y'all going to see what I'm talking about when I say my god kids be trying to play in my face. But I'm going to post them for y'all. I'm going to edit some of it because I was, responding to them. But Nyla is one of them god kids that know how to get under my skin on purpose. Jaleel, I miss you so much, and I love you. And congrats. I think you got a single or something out, right? Hi, April. Does anyone else have any questions about the kits, the therapy kits? I know I probably ain't been live in a year, so y'all probably like, what? Yeah, I've been trying to get my life together. Go. Nyla said I should go on Shark Tank. Nah, cause if them dudes try me, y'all gonna see some on national TV trying to give me $2 per box. Man, if you don't get out of my face, they be doing stuff like that. But any questions? Any questions about the therapy kits, y'all? Because the sun's going down and these mosquitoes, I'm telling you, I got sweet blood. They be coming for me because they already. And I got on lemon butter on purpose because they don't really like lemon like that. But they still swim flying. I said swimming. They're still flying around me. But any questions, y'all? I don't know if y'all can hear all that in the back, but baby, when it get dark out here, they be out here, these hyenas, the raccoons, the possums, they can have it. I'm going in the house before they get on out here because I ain't fighting no wild beast. Not tonight. Okay. I'm looking, trying to see if anybody got any questions. Oh, here come one. Do you have resources for children who have challenges with technology and how it relates to mental health? When you say that, are you saying like cyberbullying, or are you saying, like issues around like self-esteem because they see other stuff on social media and they're trying to be something that they're, not? Kind of explain that to me a little bit more, Anthony, your question. because I got some stuff in here on cyberbullying. But in regards to like technology, TikTok and all of that, and how it is really affecting not just children but people, because it's just not the real world. It's just not. Like, social media is just not real. It's not real, and a lot of people do not understand it. It's just not real. It's not real. So when I come on, if you pay attention to me on social media, I'm coming to try to empower, or I'm coming to laugh. All of that extra stuff. Now, if it's something in regards to justice, I pull back a lot from that. I still deal with it on a private type thing, and I might, support here and there when it comes to social justice. But all the extra stuff, I don't have time for it. I live in I have a real life, right? And I have real issues. And I help little people with real issues, right? So it's just not real. So I get on TikTok to laugh, follow people that I really like, music type stuff like that. But kids are not able to tell the difference between it. Adults can't either, right? Hey, Apostle, how are you? Yeah, so I don't know. Like, I want you to be a little bit more specific with your question. And cyberbullying, like I said, I have that in the packet, but I don't have stuff about like really deep